It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. KFI AM 640, it is The Conway Show. It is Monday, and the freeways are all messed up because of a guy who didn't want to behave on the 210 freeway. And now if you're eastbound on the 210 freeway out where Crozier lives,
damn it,
man, are you hosed? And you're going to be hosed for quite some time. This accident, if you call it that, I think it was on purpose. I think the guy, if you haven't seen this accident, you got to go look on social media. It's wild. Guy's on a motorcycle running away from cops. He's got a couple of guns. They say he turned around backwards and riding on his bike. I think he just was looking backwards.
Yeah. He
caught up to a car, this four-door sedan, and the four-door sedan put a stop to the chase himself. Ran into the guy with the motorcycle. The guy did a 180. The motorcycle did a cartwheel and landed on his head. And 14 minutes later, Crozier, out where you live, 14 minutes later, the helicopter from the sheriff's department lands and takes this lad away. I don't know where he was going. But what a chase and what a day.
The irony of allegedly shooting a San Bernardino County sheriff's officer, and then the sheriffs are the ones that, in Cucamonga, no less, and then the Cucamonga Sheriff's Department are the ones who send their chopper to go pick the guy up off the freeway. Isn't
that crazy?
Yeah, a little tasty.
Yeah.
And I agree with you because we were talking beforehand, and I went back and looked at that video. The guy in the fast lane definitely was turning into the carpool lane right as the motorcycle was coming up on his left side. So
I think it's on purpose too.
Yeah, and you can make that argument very easily.
Yeah, but you know what? Unfortunately for the motorcyclist, it's going to be the what is that? San Bernardino County?
Yeah.
Okay, San Bernardino County is not very lenient on people that shoot cops. So they're probably not going to charge the guy at all on the car that hit the motorcycle.
As much as I could see, and I looked at different angles that were covering it, I tried to watch for as long as I could the car that did hit the motorcycle, how long he kept going, how far he kept going, and he definitely got to a slowdown, but he never stopped before he got out of the frame. So he was still slowly moving forward in that fast lane, and you could see him thinking with his car,
right?
Should I just pull over and keep going? Should I pull over, keep going? It was very interesting to watch before he got out of the frame. So I don't know what happened to that guy because no officers went after the car.
Right. And then all the helicopter reporters all got it wrong. They're like, oh, there's the van that hit him. I'm like, okay, it wasn't a van. It was a car. But also, I think what happened was, I bet you the guy in the four-door sedan that hit the motorcyclist, he probably had a couple of beers. That's not unusual for that part of
Monday,
Southern California.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Took one back.
And he hits the motorcyclist. Hey, I did my buddies a favor, and then he's like, oh, I'm buzzed. I got to get out of here. Cops are going to hassle me again for being buzzed.
It was also really interesting because the suspect who was taking cops on the chase. He kept slowing down and speeding up, and at one point he had kind of slowed down enough to where the lone, at the time, CHP motorcycle that was chasing him, and he was hitting them speeds too, the CHP officer, he pulled up to him, and he looked like he was trying to pit him with his motorcycle, which was really interesting.
I've never seen that before in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, Southern California throws a lot at you. I mean, this is all before 2 o'clock.
Hello, Monday, everybody. Welcome to the week.
This is the Dodgers in the World Series. That's not enough. That's not stimulating enough to go home and watch it on TV. You've got to be out there shooting at cops and running away from the cops and doing cartwheels on the 210. Come on. Hey, maybe we'll stick this guy into a Sweet James ad somehow. Yeah. Hey, if you're running away from cops and you're doing cartwheels on the 210, call Sweet James. Yeah, Sweet James Burglar. But anyway, Angel, what's going on with the freeways? You are the queen of all freeways. That's what Bellio calls you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, this is what's
You're
happening.
on. How about that?
It's still closed. It's still closed. East 210, coming up on Mountain.
All right. So it's closed. If you're eastbound, you're screwed.
Yeah, you're absolutely screwed because it's been closed for hours.
Okay, you're in touch with CHP more than we are. Is the guy still with us? Is he alive?
Yeah, he is still with us. I couldn't believe it. I was in the middle of a report watching a live shot, and I see the guy sitting up, and the medics are there taking care of him. I'm like, holy cow, this guy's alive. How did that happen?
Yeah,
How did that happen?
He was going about 120 miles an hour. He hits a car. He does a flip. The motorcycle lands on his head. And he's still alive.
It looks. The first thing I thought was there were two things I thought. I was like, well, it all depends on if the guy was wearing a really good flak jacket to protect himself. And I had to look at the clock because I'm like, is this going to be cleared up by the time I get to home?
Yeah, that's all you do. Whenever there's anything on the 210, Crozier looks at the clock like, oh Christ, here we go.
That's right. Get that wrapped up.
That's right.
His helmet popped off. It was off.
The coverage that I've seen, I think it was KTLA, they showed that the far right lane they did have open.
Okay.
So they were diverting people off at the exit way before that at Mountain. And then they showed one lane that they had
everybody
coned off to one lane and having them going on the far right. That's what they just showed on the coverage.
Okay. So
let's provide some clarification on that because the freeway is closed and those people were just stuck in between the off ramps.
Right. The diversion that they put up at Mountain, everybody between Mountain and the accident.
Oh, they let them go?
One lane going down.
Oh, good. Right. That's good. I'm glad they do that because why wait for 6 hours because somebody's an ass. And then in the 5 o'clock hour, I can finish that
really
word.
Smart way to do it, the way they did it.
Yeah, but they got to do that from now on. They got to relieve the pressure on that freeway. But now the 10s jam, the 60s jam, the 91, everything else is going to get jammed because this a-hole doesn't know how to behave. And there's too many people in Southern California that can't behave. And now we all pay for it. All those guys that are following him, all the cops. They've got homes to go to. They've got kids to go to. They've got to pick up kids and worry about their home life. All the people on the 210 freeway who are going east to pick up their children or see their mom or dad in the hospital, whatever. Everybody's got a place to go, and this ass, I can't use that whole word. No, okay, is screwing it up for everybody, and we've had enough of that. People on overpasses threatening to jump, and 90,000 people have to be late to work or late to pick up kids or late to have dinner at home because one guy can't keep it together. It's unbelievable. How many times we do that on a regular basis. Now the 210 is closed. It's eastbound 210 in Upland. What's that exit there? Is it Haven or
Campus? Right where it happened at, yeah.
All right, Campus, and one of those big shopping centers is there, and it's the
Colonies.
Yeah, it's the whole run. It's it's Home Depot. It's In
and Out there,
In and Out,
Target, all that good stuff.
All the Marshalls,
Kohl's.
all the
Kohl's there.
Yeah, all the crap that I own can be purchased at that one shopping center. Yeah. But it sucks. We're all ready and geared up to watch the Dodger game that starts in almost exactly 1 hour. And now there's going to be a press conference on this guy. The cops have to, what time is it?
The press conference?
No, but Belly wants to say something, but she doesn't know how to work the mic.
Well, the press conference is going to be on the condition of the deputy that was shot, which is connected to this motorcycle driver.
All right, so we got the press conference on the deputy. He deserves one. But this guy has created a tremendous amount of inconvenience and hostility in Southern California. And it seems like they all live here. It seems like anytime you watch a high-speed pursuit with a guy running away from the cops, shooting at the cops, it's always Southern California. Occasionally Texas or Florida. But then we come and we trump them again, and we have a world-class a-hole in Los Angeles. So that's where we are. If you're on the 210 eastbound, you are absolutely hosed for the rest of the afternoon. Angel, what is your best guess? You've been doing this for a long time. When they open the 210 freeway, is it midnight?
Well, since the guy didn't die on the freeway, but there's a lot of I think I saw what looked like a lot of casings on the freeway after his backpack, went all over the place. It's going to be a while because every part of that motorcycle is now evidence, and as well as everything that fell out of his backpack. So as soon as they, scoop up everything on the roadway, then they might, they will get some lanes reopened.
All right, keep us updated on that.
I sure will.
Okay. All right, Crozier. So if you went to the back of your house and you live in Claremont, if you went to the back of your house and you looked over the wall, you would see bumper-to-bumper traffic?
Yeah, because,
is it backed up to your house?
Yeah, I can almost definitely, because like Angel's saying, you're going to have two. They're locking you out absolutely at the next exit past mine, which is Mountain.
Right.
That's where everybody has to get off, like Angel was saying. The exit before that is basically mine, so there are going to be a lot of people using that one as well. So either way, it's backed up past where I'm at.
And then, because I normally ask Angel, but you live right there, so give us the strawberry shortcut. Do you go south of the 210 to get by or north of the 210 to get by? Is Foothill north of the 210?
Well, yeah, and right there where Baseline is, there's only south of the 210.
Okay, south of the 210 on Baseline.
I mean, you can get into the mountain roads and all that stuff, but you don't want to do that. So you either want to hit like Baseline or Foothill going east.
Okay, and that's got to be jammed too.
Oh yeah, they're gonna suck. Foothill and Baseline are gonna stink.
And then the 10's going to be backed up, and people want to get home to watch the Dodgers. And now there's hundreds of thousands of people that are inconvenienced from this a-hole.
Thanks, buddy.
That's where we live. One guy. Like Steckler always talked about the is it the brown recluse spider? Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, the brown recluse.
Yeah, brown recluse. It can bite an elephant, and the elephant can die before he hits the ground.
Oh.
Too much power with the spider. Too much power.
He's got too much.
Too much power. Now we've got too much power with a-holes in Los Angeles.
Right.
Too much power. They can shut down freeways. They can shoot at deputies. They can do whatever they want. And we all have to change our schedules for these a-holes. All of us. It's unbelievable. Too much power. They should just sweep these guys. Like I bet they do in foreign countries, especially in South America. I'll bet this guy would have been swept into the gully of the freeway, and freeway opens up. Push his motorcycle and his body into the gully and open the freeway. I think that's where we got to get to. A couple of those, and I think this crap would shut down. You ever see funniest home videos from Central America or South America? They show everything.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, guy getting robbed, bang. Guy gets turns into Swiss cheese.
Dead bodies in the streets.
Yeah, he gets shot to death right there, and people are watching it with their kids. I think we need to get there. I think the Central and South America have it right.
Idea.
Yeah, they got the right idea. Just push these people into the gully, into the off the shoulder, and get them out of our lives. All right, we're live on KFI. Dodgers start in about 45 minutes, and we'll have the scores for you all night long right here on KFI. It's Conway Show. KFI AM 640. It's Conway Show. The Dodgers start momentarily in the next 40 minutes or so, and we'll have that for you. But first, I believe we have $1,000 we can give away. Let's see if we can figure out how to do that. $1,000 can be yours when you use the correct keyword. Here we go.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money. That's money. M-O-N-E-Y. Enter it now at KFIAM640.com/cash. Powered by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. If you're hurt in an accident, winning is everything. Call the winning attorneys at Sweet James. 1-800-9-MILLION. That's 1-800-9-MILLION or sweetjames.com.
All right, go to the website, KFIAM640.com/cash. Keyword is money, M-O-N-E-Y. You can win $1,000. If the press conference comes up about the officer being getting shot, the guy taking off on a motorcycle, we'll have that for you immediately. But first, Michael Monks, who was off last week, spending time with family. I get that. I think that's an honorable reason to miss work. Is back. Nice to see you, man.
Yeah, glad to be back.
Did you work Saturday's show?
I was here on Saturday night.
Oh, yeah. Mom had to wait.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mom's from Kentucky. Is she a drinker, gambler, smoker, or
big time gambler? Likes the occasional cigarette as well.
Oh yeah, my kind of lady.
Yes, the cigarette is Kentucky state vegetable.
That's right. I was in North Carolina with my uncle. This is probably 40 years ago, and we went down there. We were visiting. Went to church. My mom was a big church goer at the time. The last 3 pews, smoking section.
Isn't that great?
Smoking in church.
You know why? Because America still lives in Kentucky.
That's right. That's exactly right. Does she enjoy a pop every once in a while? Your mom?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Full flavored. Full flavored Coca-Cola.
Oh, that's great.
Can you imagine?
That's fantastic.
I can't even imagine that.
What is it? Whiskey? What is she?
Oh, not much of a boozer.
Oh, I see. That's what I meant. She doesn't go full Kentucky whiskey?
You said pop.
Well, Kentucky, like a pop of bourbon.
Oh.
Kentucky bourbon, nothing like that?
No.
Wow. What's going on with her?
Well, she got knocked up early. Learned her lesson.
How old? Who's the oldest in your family? You?
I'm the oldest sibling. There's two of us.
The oldest sibling.
I'm the oldest of my mother's children.
Okay. And how many years between you and your mom?
18.
18. Okay. I beat you.
You do?
15.
Really?
Yeah. My mother-in-law got pregnant at 15 with my wife, had her at 16.
Wow.
And so when we're in a car, I'm 10 years older than my wife, and I'm 6 years younger than her mom.
Oh, that's crazy.
So we listen to the same music.
Yeah.
And have the same references. And my wife is like, hey, what are you guys talking about up there?
What are you old punks up there doing?
That's right.
Now, my nanny, my grandmother, my mother's mom.
Right.
She's still with us, thank goodness.
Wow. Oh, that's right. In Kentucky, it's 108.
Her dad, her grandfather lived to be exactly 108 years old. She's coming here in a few weeks. She's going to be here in the first week of December. She's going to come in and see all of you.
Oh, I got to see this lady.
She's turning 90.
Oh.
Now, just so you know, at the risk of giving too much, I'm 45 years old.
Okay.
So my grandmother will be twice my age at 90.
That's great. That's great.
And I'm not even the youngest. I'm not even the oldest grandkid.
Wow. Is that wild? Okay. I don't want to one-up you. But Doug Steckler, who I used to work with, his grandfather was born before the Civil War.
Wow.
Because his grandfather knocked up like a 19-year-old who would have been Doug's grandmother, and then she had Doug's mom. So Doug's paternal grandfather, born before the Civil War.
Wasn't it President Tyler who had a grandson that was walking around with us like up until 5 years ago?
I'm euchred before Ford.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was President Tyler.
Oh, is that right? Wow, okay.
Was Tippecanoe and Tyler too? We're talking pre-Civil War.
Okay, one more thing, and then we're going to get into this. I was born in 1963. 100 years before I was born, it was the Battle of Gettysburg.
Yeah.
That's only 100 years before I was born.
That's right.
The tipping point of the Civil War.
Yeah.
Oh, of 1863.
History is long, history is short.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I assume we'll get to the news after the break.
Yes, we got to take a break. And we might have that presser.
If we have the presser, we'll bounce me and we'll get to the big news of the day because that was a crazy chase watching it in the newsroom.
Yeah. And when every reporter, every anchor is sitting there watching the TV, there's something else. There's something really going on.
Yeah, and it was very scary to watch that.
Monks, I enjoy talking about your family in Kentucky more than I do the news.
You know what? So do I.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Sure.
All right. Michael Monks every Saturday right here on KFI AM 640. More Now with Crozier. I'm going to get in trouble over that one.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
Let's hit this press conference right now.
Deputy in Rancho Cucamonga, followed by the District Attorney Jason Anderson. Sir.
All right, here we go.
Thank you, Gloria. Folks, it's with a heavy heart that I announced that our deputy who was shot during a domestic violence incident earlier today, his name is Andrew Nunez. He's a 6-year deputy with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department and had served the community of Rancho Cucamonga for 5 years. At 13:13 hours, he was pronounced deceased after receiving a single gunshot wound to the head. As you know, Andrew was responding to a domestic violence call. After that call, deputies immediately started rendering aid to Andrew, and our allied agency, along with our SWAT team, came in to secure the area in Rancho Cucamonga where this call took place. While that was occurring, the suspect left the area on a motorcycle and subsequently was pursued by our deputy sheriffs with aerial support overhead. The pursuit came to a conclusion with an off-duty deputy sheriff who put himself on duty and conducted a legal intervention by hitting the suspect on the motorcycle, causing the motorcycle to go down. The suspect is in stable condition at an area hospital. Right now, the additional information about this case, as you can imagine, this is still an ongoing investigation. We're out on the scene investigating that. We're also out on the scene where the pursuit came to a culmination and taking care of that investigation. And then we're also waiting with the suspect to interview him. As you can imagine, the entire department is very heavily, I don't even know what to say. We're embedded in sorrow. Unfortunately for our department, this has happened way too often. When we talk about this young man, his wife, 2-year-old daughter, and the couple was expecting. His mother and his 4 brothers and sisters are who have to live with this, along with the members of his department who are out there serving with him today. We're going to do our very best to the most important thing at this point, and that's to make sure that we bring this suspect to justice and take good care of that family. I'm going to introduce my partner, RDA Jason Anderson, and then afterwards, Jason and I will take some questions.
You're listening to Lee
Jason?
Filter Radio.
Good afternoon, Jason Anderson with the San Bernardino County District Attorney's Office. Obviously, this is a very sad but fluid situation. We've been monitoring information that we've gotten from the Sheriff's Department, other agencies that have been involved in this. We anticipate receiving reports very, very quickly within the next couple days. Obviously, the status of the suspect will determine the timing of our filing of our charges, but clearly we're looking at this as a murder on a peace officer, which makes it a significant case. As the sheriff has indicated, there's a component perhaps of domestic violence too at the home. As you can imagine, it's so fresh that we're still trying to get details on that, but we will weigh all of the facts and the information that we have and move forward in terms of making a charging decision, likely within the next 2 days of this sad event occurring. We've been here at the hospital since about 1:30, and it just is unbelievable in terms of the emotions what this family is going through as this has developed on them. Our sympathies are with them. I have to say, though, that one of the most impressive things is that given such a fluid situation and so tragic, there's so many different departments can come together and work very, very quickly and very, very closely to not only give information to the family to help them get towards closure, but to be able to make the appropriate professional decisions from the district attorney's standpoint, but also, more importantly, having open communication as it relates to all the investigations that will occur in this case. And that has to do with what happened in Rancho. It's what happened on the 210, fortunately with the suspect being taken into custody, and then over the next couple of days reviewing reports and moving forward, and obviously seeking justice on behalf of Deputy Nunez and his family.
Thank you, Jason. Folks, we'll take questions. Go ahead. Well, Deputy Nunez was a 6-year deputy. He had served the community here in Rancho Cucamonga. Wonderful father, wonderful deputy sheriff. I can tell you from seeing all of the long faces of his partners that this tragedy hits close to his personal family, obviously, and certainly to the greater Sheriff's Department family and all of his partners that knew him. It is a blessing today in that the response of our allied law enforcement agencies to come help us handle a situation of this size, one that actually turns into a pursuit as well. And I certainly hope for the family that we can provide some level of peace by making sure that the suspect is held to answer for this crime, and we'll all continue to move forward as a department.
Tell me about the mindset of deputies just responding to what, I know you say there's never just a routine call anymore, but these are the types of calls that your deputies respond to day in, day out. And now we're in a situation like this where the department's crushed and you're in there talking to the family and losing another day.
So, Rob, that's a great question. And what was asked is, when a deputy goes through these types of calls, what goes through their mind? And as you can all imagine, deputy sheriffs play these scenarios not only going through the academy, but also through our own minds about what we're going to do as we gain experience in those calls about how we handle them and handle them safely. The unknown here is the problem. You don't know where the suspect's at when you go on scene. You don't know the circumstances. And this is going to be one of those cases. You're getting what we call a domestic violence involving a man with a gun. We know we've got to get there. And I can tell you 100% that Deputy Nunez wanted to make sure that he protect the public. That's get there, solve the problem. We never want to use or employ violence, but we have to be prepared for that. That's what goes through their minds while they're en route to calls like this, along with all their partners that are going to go back, the responding deputies.
Did he fire at all anywhere else during this? I saw him pulling out a gun on the freeway. Is there evidence of any other assaults or anything?
What Rob was asking is whether or not there's any evidence of any other assaults. We do know from seeing the video that he did pull another firearm out. This is all still very preliminary as to whether or not he did assault anybody else. I can tell you, our off-duty narcotics officer, I'm very thankful for that he brought this to a close, because in addition to potentially assaulting others with a firearm, the speeds that were reached with that motorcycle, well, we got reports live from the helicopter were in excess of 150 and even close to sometimes almost 200 miles an hour. And if you can imagine what that could have done to just unsuspecting motorists on our freeway. I'm very thankful that we were able to take him into custody, and fortunately nobody outside of Deputy Nunez was hurt, but our hearts are heavy right now. And you all know I've stood right here in the same place and talked to you many times in similar circumstances. And, you know, as a sheriff, you just don't know what to say to stand people up. You don't know what to say, and you're expected to know the magic words. And the only thing I can say is I don't know why this continues to happen to us, but I couldn't be more proud of the men and women that show up every day and they deliver safety to this county, and they are the true heroes in this picture, along with Deputy Nunez, and God bless him.
Is he responding to the call solo?
No, Rob asked if he was responding to the call solo. He was not. We had numerous deputies. When you have a man with a gun call, and here, fortunately, in the city of Rancho Cucamonga, we do have very good staffing here. So there were a number of deputies that, frankly, within seconds and moments, were on scene when the shooting occurred.
Do we know whether anybody was able to return fire, or if it was just happened so fast, almost like?
Right now, we don't know any of that. There could be a possibility. We were setting up, as you can imagine, when these things happen, it's our responsibility to contain potential violence. So setting up a perimeter and not letting that violence get out beyond there. For him to leave in the motorcycle played something entirely different in the middle of the Rancho Station deputies and other responding allied agencies responding to try to lock down a perimeter. And when you don't know where the suspect is, you have to use time. Do we go out 2 blocks, 3 blocks, those types of things? Those were the active decisions that were being made. And I can tell you as a sheriff, I couldn't be more proud to listen to our folks who were boots on the ground, including Deputy Nunez, as he went on scene and trying to take care of this community to put all of us in the right places.
Any information you can share about the suspect?
I can't share anything about him right now. We're still forensically trying to positively ID him. I can tell you probably within the next 24 hours, though, we'll make sure we get that all. It's important to us. I know it's important to all of you. And also with some more circumstances, if we can, that are surrounding that domestic violence in the original call. And hopefully try to bring sense to something that really is senseless at this point.
That's what I was wondering. Do we know the relationship between him and the woman and that original call yet, or do we just know it's domestic?
That I don't know. It sounded like it was a domestic call at this point, and that's what I want to give all of you as soon as we can, is what is that relationship? Is it husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, acquaintance? We're still in the middle of that.
What can the community do to help you and your department and Deputy Nunez safely in this time?
Folks, if we could all pray for the deputy sheriffs that are doing the hard work for us out there day in and day out, and pray for their safety. Since I've been the sheriff, this is, I think, my 81st officer-involved shooting. There's a tremendous amount of violence out there. We're proactively trying to prevent this violence. If you guys go out and look up the statistics of our area here in San Bernardino County, we're recovering ghost guns. The deputies are out doing a brilliant job trying to proactively police and get to the criminal element before they get to our citizens. And I can tell you right now, 100% I support it. I support going after the criminals before they get to us, and I support it vehemently. And I don't want to see this happen to another one of my deputies or any of our citizens in this county. And we're going to continue to do the hard job. We're going to continue to take on the criminal element, and we're not going to take no for an answer. We're not going to get mixed up in politics. We're going to go out and do the job, and we are going to be unapologetic for doing that job.
Amen.
Sheriff, right along the arrival of Deputy Nunez and the shooting occurred, at what time do the backup deputies arrive?
From my knowledge of the call, and this is again preliminary information, I'm talking within seconds and moments. They're all arriving at the same time. That's not uncommon here in the city of Rancho because of the number of employees that we have patrolling at any given time. And again, being a patrolman is a very dangerous situation, as you can imagine. Like Rob was talking about earlier, you really don't know what you're going to get into. So they're the first line of defense. And as the rest respond, now we can start rolling out. Do we need a perimeter? Do we need to put more people on the threat, so to speak, that type of thing? And unfortunately, as this spelled out so fast, when we're talking about Deputy Nunez, we had him in a helicopter and it took us 6 minutes to get him here. So everything was being done trying to do the best we can to take care of our deputy, and then at the same time simultaneously locking that place down. So heaven forbid we have a gunman on the loose that could hurt a citizen. And I'm very thankful that things ended the way they are, that I'm not reporting to you that the suspect is at large. And I couldn't be more proud of the deputies and our allied agencies, the CHP, and all the folks that regularly help us, Fontana PD, Rialto. I mean, we have a great working relationship in this county, and they are a blessing to all of us. And the easiest way I can describe that relationship to all of you is when any of our partners ever need help on a tragic day like today, the answer is always yes before the phone rings. Hey, folks, thank you for covering this. I will make sure we get you more information. I know we did leave some open questions here, but please know they're questions for me as well. And please know that right now we're going to be taking care of that family, making sure they get everything we need. And more importantly, we're going to make sure that we deliver Deputy Nunez home. And God bless all of you. Thank you for your time.
All right. That is wrapping up the press conference. Very, very sad. A San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputy has been killed. Deputy Nunez, and that was the pursuit on the 210 freeway eastbound. That was the sheriff, Shannon Dicus, his 81st violent encounter with his deputy since he's been sheriff. Lots of violence in Southern California. When we watched that chase earlier, there was a couple of people here that said, the guy on the motorcycle just drove into the car in front of him. And I said, no, buddy. I watched the end of that chase 15 times. The guy in that car swerved over and purposely crashed into that motorcyclist. And they said, no, that's not true. Well, it was just confirmed. It is true. The guy did it. And he was an off-duty deputy or an off-duty police officer who, Belia, what is the term that they used? He made himself on duty.
Yeah, he was off duty and then I forget the wording.
Yeah.
Made himself on duty and did a legal intervention.
Yeah, and he smacked that a-hole driving the motorcycle, who is the premier suspect, the only suspect right now, the principal suspect in the shooting of Deputy Nunez. Now, this Deputy Nunez is on the job for, I think, 5 or 6 years. He's probably going home to watch the Dodgers with his family. A lot of these cops, especially in that area, are major Dodger fans. And now, instead of having the TV on, dad at home, watching the game with the kids, they're planning a funeral. That's where we are. That's where we are in Southern California. It's amazing how many people are on edge in California. And my old partner, Doug Steckler, used to say it, and man, it rings true now more than it did back then. The most dangerous people in this world are people with nothing to lose. And if you ask any cop, retired, ex-cop, current officer, what the scariest calls they go on, they'll almost all, without exception, say the domestics. They won't even let you finish the sentence. Oh, it's a domestic. Yeah, it's a domestic. Because tensions are high. The relationship has gone south. There's anger. There's jealousy. People don't see a future for themselves without that partner. And they do things that cost their own lives a lot of times, or the lives of their loved ones, or in this case, the life of a deputy. And now there's another funeral that is going to be very well attended, and it should be. And we're going to learn more about Deputy Nunez. Did he have a family? Did he have a history in law enforcement? Did he have ancestors or relatives in law enforcement? What kind of community guy he was? And I guarantee you that there's going to be tens of people, hundreds of people that come forward and say, oh, he's a great guy. Went to school with him. He always wanted to be a cop. He's a great dad. He's a great brother. He's a great father. He's all this. And now he's gone. Literally hours before this Dodger game started. And the Dodgers are a big deal with these deputies and these officers. Big, big fans. It's unbelievable that we have to, again, there's going to be a big funeral out there. Crozier, when what is he? Not deputy, sheriff. When Sheriff Shannon Dicus said, we got there quickly. I imagine Rancho Cucamonga, that's probably where their big station is, isn't it?
That was the closest station to them. Yeah, it was Cucamonga. Their main station is obviously in San Bernardino itself,
right?
Which I think is where he was speaking from, Dicus. But yeah, they have a chopper usually standing by in Cucamonga station.
Unbelievable. All right, we're going to take a break. Dodger game, and the score doesn't seem as important right now after what we've all seen on the freeways of Southern California. Another day with crazies. We're live on KFI AM 640. KFI AM 640. It is the Conway Show. We've got horrible news coming out of San Bernardino. A police officer called to a domestic dispute. Deputy Nunez was shot in the head and killed. Then with the suspect, there was a motorcycle pursuit that ended up on the 210 freeway eastbound. And right at, Crows, you say campus, right? It was right before campus.
Yeah, pretty much right there at campus, yeah.
And he's rolling along. It looks like he's trying to get a gun out of his backpack to shoot at pursuing officers.
Yeah, he looked like he kind of pulled the chamber back.
Yeah, he's ready to roll. And then an off-duty officer put himself on duty and rammed into the motorcycle. And that guy's a hero today. That guy probably saved a life or two. And now we're not sure of the update on the suspect's condition. And it didn't look good. And I didn't see a lot of the deputies scrambling to try to, help this lad out. But it's another senseless shooting of another officer and another family that has to go through this.
Shannon, Sheriff Dicus says the suspect is reported to be in stable condition.
Stable condition. Yeah. And I think the same helicopter that landed to take Nunez to the hospital is the same helicopter that took this guy off the freeway as well. Oof. How about being in that helicopter? Knowing this complete a-hole in the back has shot somebody and killed somebody that you either worked with or knew, and you've got to help and you've got to try to save his life. Man, that's a special breed of people. So we're going to have information all day long. There's going to be a service that'll be very well attended. There are a lot of people that live in the Inland Empire who respect cops, who are police officers, and it's going to be a very sad week for that family. And coming up on the holidays, we've got Halloween. Maybe he's got young kids. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, the first birthday, the first Father's Day. All these firsts are a complete nightmare for this family. So please do what you can to keep this family in your prayers. We'll keep you updated on the service when this happens. You'll see a huge contingency of officers from around the country, firemen and firefighters from around the country as well, coming together to show the family that this is a brother of theirs that they lost. Very sad day here in Southern California. It's Conway Show. We're live on KFI AM 640.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.